Yo, what is up, everyone? Today, we're watching 16 Horror Stories Animated. But before I get into the video, I want to say, as you can tell, my face isn't bored because I'm like, you know what? Just fuck it. You guys have already seen my eyes, so just wear my mask. So you've already seen my eyes, so I'm not boring him. Finally. Anyways, 16 Horror Stories Animated. For me, I'm part one because I'm watching 4 of them today. And then 4 of them in the future, and so on. Because it goes 4, 8, 12, 16. Anyways, let's get to the first. Anyways, let's start the video.
One day, me and my family went to a
body.
river which was not too far away from our house. When we arrived there, I immediately felt something was strange. So I got out of the car, and there was a very bad smell coming from the bushes. I didn't think much of it at first. However, when I was about to go back to the car, then I saw a bloody knife. It looked pretty new one, but I know that I didn't see it before though.
Sorry if I'm moving a lot.
I just thought something was catching a fish around there.
Very energetic.
After returning home, I heard on the news that a dead body was found near the same river we visited.
Oh crap.
And surprisingly, the victim was one of my dad's friends.
Oh shit. Also, forgot to mention, if I see any animations that I've already seen, I'll just skip through them and go to one I haven't.
That night,
But
I had a
damn,
nightmare while I was
the
sleeping.
person that died was his dad's
I saw a
friend.
man killing the other man and hiding it in the bushes next to the river.
Oh.
Then he came to
My
me in the
God.
nightmare with a bloody, creepy smile on his face and asked me, "Kid, why didn't you check the bushes?" My body froze and I couldn't speak at all. He continued
maybe because
saying,
I was
"I want
scared
him
and
to be dead.
terrified?
I want him in jail. I want him in hell. I had kids."
What?
That
That's
was the moment when I
insane. What would
woke
you
up,
do if you
and the
had
time was
kids?
about 4:30 a.m.
Oh, it was
Even
a
though I
dream.
woke up from that dream, I could remember his face clearly. Anyway,
Creepy.
I didn't tell anybody about my dream after that.
Why would you?
Until this day, the killer was
probably
not
put
found
you in
yet.
Oh Jesus! I like how they do that. They just put the evil character in the background of their videos, and it's just like, hey, can you spot the evil character in the background? Kind of like we do, kind of like Dora and Swiper. Where's Swiper? Can you help me find Swiper? Except it doesn't tell you to find it. It's just like, hey, find him. We're not going to tell you or really show you where he is, but at the end of the video, our evil character is in the background. Let's see if we can find him. I got a mysterious order that night. That night, I got a mysterious order.
It happened in December 2018.
Okay. I'm guessing that's how you
I've been running
say
a pizza store for a long time in a small neighborhood. I got an order call around 12 p.m., which came from an apartment building B, number 201, which was located in a remote area. It was almost the closing time of the store, so I was sure there will be no more orders. And
Yeah,
to
of
save
course.
about $5 for the delivery fees, I
Fastest
decided to
delivery.
deliver it myself. When I rode my motorcycle
That
following
was a horrible
mobile phone
accent.
navigation,
But whatever.
I saw apartment A written
Mamma
on a
mia.
fairly old wall, so I thought the building next to it would be building B. So I stopped my motorcycle nearby and went into it. Since the building was so old and unmanaged, the numbers on the doors were worn out, and all the sensors did not light up while I was going up the stairs. However, I know that many old apartments are often out of light, so without thinking about it, I just turned on my cell phone flashlight and continued going up the stairs.
Oh no, an ad. Cool, but I can't
There
watch
was
ads.
an amulet attached to room 201. And reading those Chinese characters, it wasn't that important meaning. And I checked the number to see if the number was correct, knocked lightly on the door, and heard a woman's answer. And I heard the sound of people standing up. Then the footsteps entered somewhere from the living room. I felt like I could hear the floor creaking well when she walked, maybe because it was an old apartment. They don't have to look for the wallet because they paid in advance. I was wondering at first, but decided to wait a little longer, just in case something happened inside. So I waited in the dark for 3 more minutes, but there was no sign of people coming out. I knocked again and rang the doorbell, but after that, no answer was heard from the house.
Huh.
And beyond the door and upstairs,
That's weird.
I could hear laughter from some kind of entertainment programs on TV. I waited to see if the person inside went to the bathroom and knocked again, but no one didn't answer. I couldn't wait any longer, so I called the number I got. Fortunately, the phone was connected quickly. Pizza delivery. Please, open the door. It seemed that the person who had ordered wanted to give her children at home for a late night snack while working overtime at work. I'm working outside right now. Our apartment is divided into A, B section, and A2, B2 section. I think you went to the wrong apartment. People often get confused. The A2 and B2 buildings will be demolished soon, so no one lives there right now. When I heard that no one lives in building A2 and B2, the TV sound heard beyond the door and upstairs suddenly stopped. When I see other scary stories, usually the TV sound would have become louder, or something would have run down from upstairs, but I just could feel the cold coming up my ankle at the same time as the sound was cut off. I said okay and hung up the phone and came down the stairs with a flashlight on my cell phone. It was only the second floor, but the cold came up to my back neck as I was going down and surprisingly disappeared as soon as I came outside.
Terrifying.
When I came outside and looked up, all the lights in the building were turned off. I mean, the lights of 201 and 301 were literally turned on at first. I wanted to go back right away, but I had to complete the delivery anyway, so I walked around the building for a long time and finally found Building B. The apartment's lobby was lit up and seemed that people were living it there. And when I knocked on the door at 201, a grandmother and 2 children opened the door right away and took the pizza. Because I left my motorcycle there, I had to pass in front of Building A2 again. But there was only silence, as if nothing had happened. What were the answers, TV, and laughter that I heard in Building A2? Sometimes I get goosebumps when I think of that day, even now.
Maybe, of people who used to live there. See, again, with the person, horror person in the background, yeah. 2 creepy horror stories animated. Wait, is this 2 then? 1. Okay, yeah, it is. 1. The old lady. The old lady on the cabinet. Sounds terrifying.
This is what my aunt actually went through. My aunt, who lived alone at the time, came home from her morning appointment and suddenly heard a rattling sound in the kitchen. The sound was too loud. So, thinking that a burglar had entered, she immediately took out the golf club from the shoe closet and headed
she's talking about
quietly
her
to the kitchen.
grandmother. Okay.
She then saw a draining board that put the plates and a cabinet on the sink, but there was something else. An old lady with a black face was hanging from a cabinet and smiling. Not just a normal smile, but she was shaking the cabinet as if she were like mad. My aunt was so surprised at the moment that she just stared at the old lady with her mouth open. Then she ran to the living room to call the police, thinking that a stranger had broken in. Suddenly, there was a loud noise in the kitchen. When she went back to the kitchen to see what's happening, both the cabinet and the draining board were collapsed, and the old lady vanished into thin air. However, the story doesn't end here. A few days later, there was an incident that an old lady who lived in the next apartment hung herself on a drying rack while suffering from depression.
Oh.
My aunt eventually moved out after that.
I would too. She was watching at me. What? Watching at me? That's not a sentence. Watching
This
at
happened to
She
me
was
not too long
watching
ago.
at me.
One day, I was so tired that I couldn't even think of turning off the light and fell asleep. And I ended up getting sleep paralysis. Suddenly, the light started flickering as it turned off and on. I wondered what was going on, but soon decided not to open my eyes because I was scared for some reason.
Well,
However,
it's
the
sleep
speed of
paralysis,
flickering
so-
began to increase, and I couldn't resist the curiosity, so I finally opened my eyes. And in front of me, I could see a woman staring at my face, tilting her head on both sides. As her face
Okay.
tilted,
Well,
the
it's
light
sleep
was hidden from my
paralysis.
view.
So this must
and
be your sleep
repeatedly
paralysis
seen
demon.
again. The moment I bumped into her eyes, I fainted. And it was morning when I opened my eyes again.
Wow.
When there's a big war going on somewhere in the universe, that always reflects on the market.
Okay, so that's 4 animated stories. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I do have more plans for videos than just horror games and horror animations. I do have more planned for the future, but I hope you enjoyed, and peace out.